Welcome. In this video we're going to configure AD integration with Active Directory and we're going to use the WMI protocol. So the first thing I need to do is get onto a domain controller or you can use whatever method you want to create a user account for LANGuardian. So we just create a new user. You give it a name and a username. Give it a password. Now, for my case, I'm going to set it the account password doesn't expire, because if it does, we may end up disabling the AD integration. So I'm going to set it to password never expire and finish. Okay, that's step one. The next step is you need to configure WMI on each domain controller so that that account has access to interact with the WMI subsystem. So to do that, and you need to do this on each domain controller, so this is an important bit, just RDP to each domain controller, go in, press start, type in WMI mgmt.msc, and you should get a console like this here. So what you do is right click, go on the local machine, go to properties, click on security, click root here, select CIMv2, click on security, and what you need to do is add that LANGuardian account. So let's find that account. Could have just searched for it, but here it is here. Okay, that. Okay, that. Now for this account here, we need to scroll down and we need to, there's a couple of options here, remote enable, read security. So we need to add those two extra settings, or those two extra rights for this particular account. Apply that and okay that. Okay. And again, you need to do that in each domain controller. You can probably connect them from one console, but you do need to modify each domain controller. So the next step is we need to modify the account and we need to add it to two groups. So by default it's the domain users, but there's two extra groups that we need. So the groups in question is a performance log. Extend this here. Scroll down. So you've got performance log users, so you need to add it to that one. And also there's a second group called event. Just find it here. Event log readers. So those two groups, event log readers and performance log users. Okay, that. Okay, that. So you've got event log readers and performance log readers. That's fine. Okay, that. Okay, so we're finished on the domain controller now. So just minimize this group, this RDP session. Now we want to test that account to see if we've got the rights to view that event log. So you can, I'm using Windows 10 desktop here. So just click on search and type in WBEMTEST. And we've got this WMI test app. Click on connect, and in the namespace here put in // and then the IP address of the domain controller. Put in your username and the password and try connect. Okay, so we've connected. So if you've had any issue with password, maybe that's CIMv2 permissions, you won't connect, but we have connected. The next thing we want to test a query here. So query I'm going to test is this one. Select star from the event log where it's the security log and the event code is 4624. Apply that. And these here are the events. So this tells me that the account has got the correct permissions and it's ready to be used for the integration on LANGuardian. If you don't get any events back here, you either have not put the user in the event log reader group, or somebody's disabled user logon event auditing on your domain controllers. So you you cannot move forward with the AD integration unless you're seeing events here. So mine looks okay, that's fine. I can now close that down. To set up your AD integration, you click on the gear symbol, go to settings, click on Active Directory, add a new domain. So put it in there in my user account and the password. Okay, it's come back here now with one domain controller. Now I actually had a second domain controller which I've removed, and it's just powered off at the moment. It is giving me an error there that there's no connectivity to the second DC, but that's okay. I powered it off in my case. So I just want to make sure this one here is ticked. That's fine. Save selected. Okay, so we've added it here. We can run a test. It takes a minute to run that test to check. It actually came back quite quickly there. And it looks like it has been successfully queried. So that's the AD integration set up. You do need to leave it running now a few hours for you to get the user, like for example, all reports, something like top users. That'll take a couple of minutes. But if you want to check, if you go into identity, so just click on that again, inventory, identity, select the directory logons report, choose a time period, run a report. If your AD is set up correctly, you should start to see usernames appear here. So I've just the administrator logged on, but that's fine. It tells me my AD integration is now working, configured on my LANGuardian.